Hi Horse Bosses, Brenda Riddle here, starting my week 4. So week 4 challenge 1 was about watching winners. So I was kind of lucky the last couple of days at our arena that I normally go to work out my horses at, was a girl who is winning in our area. And the first day, on Tuesday that I went, she was just there riding, so I kind of watched her. I rode my horses, I did my routine that I normally have been doing, and then I kind of braided my horse's manes and watched what she did with one of her friends. And I was super impressed that a lot of the things that she is doing is stuff that I'm already doing into my routine that I'm developing. I didn't really see her do anything out of the ordinary, so I was like, huh, okay. I feel like I'm right on line with what the winners are doing. Then I went yesterday, Wednesday, and she was there again, and this time she was giving a lesson to 2 younger girls that are just getting into barrel racing. They're new this year. And I had watched what Fallon said about watch the winners, watch what they do, and they give a free lesson without you even knowing, and you have to take it from them. So again, I was braiding my horse's mane and paying attention while I was riding around doing my routine. And the interesting fact is she 100% was telling the girls to do stuff, and then she would show them with her body, and she was doing different than what she was telling them to do. And I've taken lessons from this girl, so she's really sweet. She's a nice girl. I won't say her name because I didn't ask for her permission, but she does really well, and she's been winning on a horse that she purchased from Texas out here after her fraternity year. But I watched what she was doing, and I had the knowledge that Fallon was talking about how the tennis player was telling somebody what to do, but then when they put the probes on his body, he was doing something totally different. And I remember when I took a lesson with this girl, with Gigi, a couple years ago, the same things that she was telling these girls to do was what she was telling me to do on Gigi, and it didn't work for us because it didn't work. And I'm not bashing anyone, but when I watched her tell them what to do, and then she was like, see, watch, when I do it this way on my horse, what I noticed is exactly what Fallon was saying. Even though she was doing the move that she was telling them to do, she was putting her outside leg on the horse, and she was sitting square, and her legs were more forward, and her pelvis was rolled, and her shoulders were back in kind of slouchy position. So even though she was saying pick your horse up and you can move them over, she was still using her legs, she was using her thighs, she was using her heels. She was doing a lot more than just the move with the reins. And I wish that when I had been taking lessons with her that I had been more intuitive to actually watch what she's doing instead of listening to the words that she was telling me on how to do. So it was really interesting to watch. It really made me feel more solid in my confidence in what I'm doing right now with my horses. And it was super cool. And I was the creeper at the arena while I was braiding my horse's manes and then re-braiding them the next day and putting the electrical tape and stuff on. Anyway, but I learned a lot, and it really resonated with me, and it's really going to help me in my practice. So anyway, that was my first day of week 4, so I hope you guys all had a great time too. Bye.
Hi Horse Bosses, challenge 2 of week 4. So this is when you kind of put pressure on yourself and you're the reason it all falls apart in the arena. And this is exactly what happened in this run with Flame. This is part of a series, and I put a lot of pressure on myself because we were sitting pretty high, and I overrode her all through this whole run. So definitely something to work on.
I don't need you to lower the bar for me. I know I'm superwoman. I know
I also have not been putting pressure on myself when I ride Cinder, but this day I had decided that I was ready and we were going to start pushing her. And I don't know, I was trying to be two-handed, I didn't look correctly and just freaking took out the first barrel. And then pretty much from there, I was just kind of pedaling and riding her when I should have been working with her instead of against her. And then we finally came together on the third run. So definitely total proof of what can happen if you are the one that cracks under pressure in the arena.
Hi horse bosses. So challenge 2 of week 4, take accountability when it all falls apart. The comment that Fallon made about our horses are pretty programmable and they do what they need to do for us to get away from the pressure, to get the release, really resonated with me. And I am the first to admit, and those who know me also know, I fall down that spiral rabbit hole. I have a bad run. Automatically, I start looking at my bits. I have a whole wall full of bits. I start looking at my bits and thinking about how they work, what they do, how they work in my hands, if that would fix the run. I start dissecting my tack. I start making sure my horses are not sore, which probably is a good thing. But I am the worst to fall down the rabbit hole. I've been taking lessons in riding with another girl in my area who has won a lot and helped train the horse that went to the NFR. And she told me something that also resonated with me, and she's like, sometimes they just have a bad run. They're just like us. Some days it's just not there. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't mean you change your bit. It doesn't mean you change your pad. It doesn't mean you change every single thing that you do. Chalk it up to a bad run. So I really have focused on that ideal, and then hearing it from Fallon again just kind of resonated with me. They say that you have to hear something like 3 or 4 times before you're like, I should probably listen to that. That's important to me. That's the universe trying to tell me something. And this was the universe telling me, stop changing things, work on it. So that's what I've been doing during this challenge. The very first week when we talked about bits, I did put Flame in a different bit, and we have stuck with that bit this whole challenge. Also, I really have been revisiting the train track drill and the one and done drill. So for the last 2 weeks since we learned this, in my new routine, I do the warm up with my horses. I'm working on their endurance and working on getting them fit. So we do a lot of just large arena laps, long trotting, and then a couple cantering to build up their strength and their stamina. And then I've been doing the kind of trot through in the train tracks, and then the medium speed of one and done. And it's not always pretty. I don't do it, I do it 2 times a week. I've been doing it 2 times a week. And yesterday when we got done and we left, Flame was a little turd, and she kind of looked almost like baby Flo, with her head up in the air and her tail sticking straight up and prancy, and I don't even think she saw a barrel because she wanted to run so much. But we did the one and done, and we were done. So I agree that I'm the one that cracks under pressure, that my horses are just trying to do a good job, and I have to remember they're only 5-year-olds. They're young 5-year-olds. Flame just turned 5 in June. Cinder just turned 5 in May. Cinder's only been broke since last November. Broke to ride since last November. So this is all new for both of them. And I have to give myself some grace and give them some grace and keep consistent in what I'm asking with the tools that I'm using to ask it. So that is what I learned on this second challenge of week 4. Don't fall down the rabbit hole. Don't change anything. Keep everything the same. Work on you. Work on what you're asking. Rome is not going to be built in a day, is what she said. And I appreciate that 100%. Because every day I'm back out there chipping away at it. And pretty soon I'm going to have the biggest Coliseum that Rome has ever seen. And you know what? I'm going to bring home that cardboard paper check.
Hi Horse Bosses, week 4, challenge 3, a new routine. So my new routine is that as I'm working one horse, I'm ponying the other horse unless I'm directly working on the barrel pattern. And then I switch and I pony the other horse while I work the one. So both of them are getting good exercise, and then I'm also not changing my tack, not changing my bits. And I'm revisiting the train track method and then the one and done, and just kind of leaving it there and then working on it the next day when I find some holes and some stuff I need to work on. So that's the end of my week 4. I hope you guys enjoyed it and everyone had some good successes. Bonus for sharing your calendar planning. I actually have mine done for the next 3 months. I'm a huge planner, and I love this rodeo planner that I got from Fallon Taylor, I think last year sometime. But it's perfect, and I can plan out my rides and the fees and the stalling and everything else. I hope everyone had a great week 4, and I will see you guys at the final presentation.